Welcome back to Discovery with Miss Natalie. That's me. So this morning I told you how we were going to be detectives this afternoon, and we're going to do a fun activity where we have to solve a problem. But first, I want to talk to your mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, and uncle because they have a special instruction that they have to complete for you so you can help solve this puzzle. So, all of those parents out there who are listening, what I want you to do is go ahead and look in the description below, and it will have the information that you need as far as what you need to get prepared so that your kiddos can be detectives this afternoon. So go ahead and go down there, read it out so that you can see what you need to get so that they can solve the problem. So now all of my little detective buddies, we are going to solve my problem first, and then you can do yours. So the things that you're gonna need, which your mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, and uncle are gonna help make for you, is first you're gonna need little pieces of paper. Now this just looks like a white piece of paper, right? It does to me too. It just looks like a white piece of paper, but on this white piece of paper, there's a clue. And we need to find the clue so that we can put them all together to solve the puzzle. And then once we've solved the puzzle, then we will get the answer. So get these pieces of paper that your mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, and uncle have helped make for you. And then the other things that you're going to need is you're going to need some watercolor paint. Now, if you don't have watercolor paint in your house, that's okay. There's other things that you can use, which I'm going to tell you about right now. So if you don't have the watercolor paints, what you could use is just regular paint that you have in your house, and you're going to put some water into a little cup or to a little bowl, and then you're going to put a few drops of that paint into the water, and you're going to mix it up, and then you can make your own homemade watercolor paint. Or if you don't have any paint in your house, what you could use is food coloring. So you can grab some different colors of food coloring, again, put some water into a cup or into a little bowl, and then you can put a few drops, you don't need that many, but a few drops into the water, and then that could be your watercolor paint. But make sure that if you choose to use food coloring, that is really hard to get out of clothes, and sometimes it can stain and make marks on your table. So if you do that, make sure you have a lot of paper towel, or maybe even a towel itself or newspaper down on your table so that you don't make any messes, okay? All right, so that's what you're gonna need, and then you're also gonna need a paintbrush and just another cup of just water so that you can change colors if you want to, okay? So then how we're going to solve this problem is we are going to take one piece of our white pieces of paper that has our first clue on it, and we are going to choose whatever color that we want to use for our watercolor. So I'm going to choose the color red first, I think. And if you want to use the same color over and over, that's fine. Or if you want to switch it up and use different colors for each piece of paper, that's also okay. So we're going to take your color and you're going to start going over your entire paper until we see a clue. Ooh, I start to see something. Let's keep going. Get a little bit more water. Almost finished. So I see my first clue on my piece of paper. Does anyone else see it? So let me put it up a little bit closer so you can maybe see. Does anyone see a letter on my piece of paper? I see a letter L. Do you guys see that? Right there. Letter L. That is my first clue, a letter L. So now let's go on to the next piece of paper and see if we can find out what my next clue is. And this time, I think I'm going to use a different color. Let's use orange this time. So I'm going to get my orange. I'm just going to start going over my piece of paper. Oh, it looks a little bit yellow, but that's okay. Let's go over the whole paper so I can see my whole clue. Okay, I think I see my next clue. Does anyone see the letter on this piece of paper? It's the letter N. So that's my second clue. So I have an L on this piece of paper and the letter N on this piece of paper. Let's do one more together. So we're going to take our next piece of paper that we have. And this time I'm going to do green. So I'm going to get some green paint. Okay, and then I'm going to put it again on my whole piece of paper. Okay, does anyone see what letter is on this piece of paper? It's the letter A. Right, good job. So now I have an L, an N, and an A. So I'm going to keep going, and I'm going to color the rest of my piece of paper to find my other clues, and then we're going to come back and you're going to help me put them all together to find out what the problem says, okay? To find out what all of these letters together create, okay? Be back in a little bit. Okay, so I went through all my other pieces of paper and found all my other clues, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take a black marker. So if you have a black marker or a black crayon or just a pen, I'm going to go over the letters that I see so I can see them a little bit clearer to better help me put together all of my clues. So I'm going to go over my first letter that I found, which my first letter that I found was the letter E. So here is my first clue. It's the letter E. Now let's go into my next one. So the next clue that I found was the letter A. So that's the next clue that I found. Next letter that I found was the letter I. So that is the next clue that I found. The next one is another A. So I have two A's. Next that I found was a letter N. And the next one was a letter T. And then the last one was the letter L. So there are all of my clues that I found on my pieces of paper. So now what we have to do is we have to put them all together to make one word. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to look at my letters and I'm going to say, what does this look like? Now I know that my name has two A's in it. So maybe it could be my name. So let's see if we can find the letters of my name. So my name starts with an N. So I see an N. So that's a good start. Let's see. The next letter in my name is the letter A. So let's see. I have an A. The next letter in my name is the letter T. So there's my T. And then I have another A. Then an L. Then an I. Move this down a little bit. And then an E. Natalie. It spelled my name. So my clues put all together spell my name, which I think is pretty cool that I was a detective. I found all of my letters, I put them together, and I created my name. So what I want you to do is the same thing. So you're going to take the pieces of paper that your mom, dad, aunt, uncle, grandma, grandpa helped create for you. You're going to take your watercolor paints and you're going to go over all of your clues. Once you see your clues, you're going to take that black marker, crayon, or pen and go over them so you can see them a little bit better. And then you're going to have to figure out what all of your clues put together create. Okay, once you've done that, I want to see them. So go ahead and put them all together, solve your puzzle, and then have someone take a picture of it and then put it down in the comment section below so that we can all see what your puzzle created. Okay, so I hope you have super fun time with this activity, putting on those detective hats and going through all of your clues to solve the problem, and I can't wait to see all of your solutions. So I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you again tomorrow.